If he could have killed me, he would have.
My name is Edna Welsheimer. I am the Executive Director of Time Out. My position here entails shelter services, transitional housing program, and thrift store. Time Out serves domestic violence survivors. Our purpose is to help them on their journey.
My name is Hannah Lusk, and I'm from Payson, Arizona. When I met him, it was instant attraction, and we dated for 6 years, and he asked me to marry him, and of course I said yes. And it seemed right after we got married is when his switch flipped.
Donald B. Engler, I'm Chief of Police, Town of Payson. I've been employed by the police department for 34.5 years right now, and been chief for about 11.5 years. So our records indicate that we had responded to 281 calls for service that were domestic violence related this last year. From that, we made 182 arrests associated with domestic violence. And this is just within the incorporated town limits of Payson. This is not any of the outlying areas.
My name is Susan Contreras. I'm 50, 5 kids, been married twice. I grew up in a pretty good family as far as money goes, but there was a lot of things going on, and I was the youngest, so like years younger, 14 years younger than everybody else. So I felt like I was alone being raised, you know. But I mean, like the older brothers and sisters would come, but that was all part of the beginning of my domestic violence. I'm the only one that's light-skinned, and they would take my clothes off and throw me outside and lock me outside just so that that was their way of babysitting me. I was married for 11 years, and that husband started drinking at the end and abusing me, and that's why I had left.
We were arguing one time, and I walked away, tried to stay away, because I knew I didn't want to provoke him. I didn't want to get hurt. And he got in my face, within a few inches of my face, and he kept saying, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. And I turned around. I was doing laundry at the time, and I turned around and I threw a pair of pants at him, and he tackled me. And he separated my knee, bruised my bone. I had to get an MRI, and I lied to the doctors about what had happened. And to this day, I still have issues with that knee.
I got married very young, when I was 15 years old. I was married for 11 years, and that husband started drinking at the end and abusing me, and that's why I had left. He started to beat me mercifully. I mean, like, just horrible. He got an axe handle and knocked me out, and when I came to, I was on the floor in a pool of blood. And I moaned, and he came in steel-toed boots. He kicked me in the head until I passed out again. He turned up the stereo. This is at the end. This is the part that made me leave, the part that that changed my life completely. I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna die. He had no emotion, just anger, and if I'd make a noise, he'd come and knock me out again, and he hit me over and over with an axe handle in the head, and I ended up getting wood all behind my ear, because I guess that's the side it was lying on. I just came in and out of consciousness. And it's kind of crazy because the only thing I thought about was to get my kids away so they didn't see me like that.
The reason timeout is so important is I often think of people who have come and used timeouts programs and services, and one person pops in my mind automatically. One of the cases that I think about ongoing, she was a victim of domestic violence and abuse. She was shot in the mouth, thrown out of a truck on the side of the road in Globe, Arizona. She made her way to timeout. She was barely able to walk. She was partially paralyzed. She survived it. And I see her often, still. She's thriving. She's working. She's still partially paralyzed. But it's why we do what we do. She's functioning. She's on her own. She's doing it.
So the day came that I'm done. Like, he goes, "You're never leaving because you're, all strung out." And I said, "Watch me." I says, "I don't care anymore." And he didn't understand. Because the next day I said I was going to a doctor's appointment, and I jumped out of the vehicle at a grocery store and just took off because he wasn't going to chase me. Because he was too busy doing the drugs in the car too, And I didn't even care about that stuff. I just jumped out of the car. What I had on my back is what I left with. I never really put in to my recovery like I have since I've gotten here to timeout. They got a wonderful, wonderful counselor here. Good staff. They literally saw that I was struggling. And I've made so much progress here. I'm amazed and I'm happy about it. Every time I came in here, I was allowed to meditate without, somebody staring me down or whatever. And just that little bit of time that they gave me, because they see women coming in and out of here all the time. They know. I mean, come on, you can kind of just pretty much guess when somebody needs a little help up, And it was just enough time to make me feel safe and grounded and important. Because I hadn't had that for so long.
I think it'd be very, very beneficial to have a new facility for timeout. I think that they provide a tremendous service in the community to female and male populations. They do an outstanding job, and I think if they had facilities that were consistent with their ability to be able to provide those services that they provide, it would be very helpful to the community in its entirety. It would make it a much safer location. There are many different aspects that would be enhanced by having a facility that was capable of providing those educational opportunities, by providing the safety for the victims, by providing the number of beds that would benefit our community. So very seldom is anyone turned away anyway, but it would certainly ensure that we would never have a problem arise where an individual would be without a bed. And along with that, many children are served at this facility, and I think making the facility a attractive place for children to be and be served is also a desperate need in the community.
I started working with Timeout in April of 2018. I really wanted to become involved because awareness does need to be brought to the issue. And people just dismiss it because they have their own lives going on, but these women are hurting and they don't know how to get help. And since I went through it, I wanted to be able to help them get away and help them rebuild their lives and live a life that they actually deserve.
Our shelter has started deteriorating. The shelter main house, I'll just call main house because we actually have two different structures, is way above 30 years old. It was built on basically like stilts. It's not foundation driven. It's been added on to make the 28-bed facility. Some of the rooms are, the flooring has came through, and we've had to incur costs to replace flooring. We've had rain come through the roof, and we've had to replace bedrooms, which took us down for a while, so we couldn't serve as many as normal. The 28 beds came, 6 beds short. So when you take it down from 28 to 22 beds is all you have, and you have a need for 40. It's cumbersome when there's constant repair. We've had pipes break, floods in the houses, drywall structure, the outside, the eaves are rotting, dry rotting. We've painted, you paint over, it's just aging. And when you have an aging facility like that, it's not appealing. When they're coming here, you want it to be like home. You want them to have the comforts that they have at home. And I can't say that that's necessarily true here. Some of the rooms are cramped, some are bigger, some are smaller. Time Out would love to have a building where there's space for each individual to be comfortable. And we could help more if we had the facility to house more people. But that's our heart at Time Out, and that's our mission, is to help individuals break the cycle of domestic violence, however that looks to them. If you need help, please contact us.